Well, joining me now is Democrat strategist Jim Kessler, who previously advised Senator Chuck Schumer. Thanks so much for your time, Jim. Great to see you. Do you think this is a problem for Donald Trump? Not so much whether he is suffering from any kind of chronic condition. I mean, it was pretty much well laid out there by the White House physician. But what happened with Joe Biden is there were lots of questions about his age, his ability to do the job. Now, he had a cognitive decline that is not evident in Donald Trump at this stage. But when questions about your age and health start creeping in, how do you view it?
Right. And the entire apparatus of the White House, including the White House doctor, is really meant to protect the president and the brand of the presidency. So, there's always going to be some skepticism about the reports that you see. How accurate are they? Because they always want to make the president look good. The fact of the matter is, he's a very old man. Joe Biden was a very old man. It became evident that Joe Biden was a very old man, particularly in the last 2 years of his presidency. It's not quite as evident with Donald Trump, at least in terms of cognitive decline. But I don't think this is a conversation they really want to have. At the same time, it's better than talking about Jeffrey Epstein.
I was just about to say that. Yeah, they probably want to talk about swelling in the feet rather than they want to talk about the Epstein files at the moment. This has got a little bit of momentum behind it now because it is out of character for Donald Trump. He was more than happy to release the JFK files. When it comes to the Epstein files, he's now saying it's a Democrat hoax. But I do note when this question was asked to the White House press secretary, what part of it is a hoax? That's where the answer got a little difficult.
And also, what part is Democrat? Because this was always a Republican allegation that that Jeffrey Epstein had Democratic names on that list. And look, there's two possibilities here, and there's really only two possibilities. Number one, there was never a list ever, and Republicans and Donald Trump have been talking about that there's a list. So that's one possibility. And the other is there's a list and there's some embarrassing names on there, possibly the president. Those are the only two possibilities. And no matter what spin you use on it, voters, for the most part, understand that. So, yes, this is a problem for the president right now.
So do you think it's a problem for Democrats too, if there were names on that list? Is that what is always been talked about? Because we know that Bill Clinton went to this so-called Love Island, didn't he?
I don't know if Bill Clinton did or did not, but I think if there are Democratic names that are on that list, if there is such a list, those names are in the past. Donald Trump is in the present. And so there is this feeling they promised this list, they promised to release it, and then they didn't. And so, like I said, either the list never existed and they lied about it, or Donald Trump or somebody close to Donald Trump is on the list. Those are the only two possibilities.
Yeah, it's interesting because you got the likes of Tucker Carlson again going against Trump on yet another issue. So again, perhaps a split in the base. There seems to be this real push in the social media age. A lot of, serious people talking about conspiracy theories, but I don't wish to diminish some of these topics and just say they are conspiracy theories, but it's coming from the MAGA base, particularly on the Epstein stuff, isn't it? Which makes it pretty interesting.
It makes it interesting. And if you think about the MAGA base, the way they sort of self-describe themselves is they are independent truth tellers, not chained to traditional media. And so now the powers that be, and this time Donald Trump, is saying that they're wrong. And I think that this is rubbing the fur the wrong way for the MAGA base. I expect most of the MAGA base will stay with Donald Trump, but there's a certain amount that feels like I'm an independent, I'm a truth seeker, I'm an iconoclast, and I feel I'm being lied to by the president and the people around him. So yeah, this is a real problem.
Jim, we wait to see what happens in the intervening week between now and when we speak to you next. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.